Hey, everybody. I was recently reading an ancient story about when Jesus was here, and I couldn't believe the parallels it contained to our world today. In this story, Jesus finds himself in an isolated wilderness for an extended period of time. Now, I've read this story before, but obviously my attention was heightened in a new way as I continued reading. It goes on to say that even though there's several versions of this story, the one that I was reading said that he was enduring the tests of this time in isolation. Okay, well, now it's like I couldn't even ignore the fact that this is kind of what our current life is like in quarantine. And as the story continued, it said these words: and he encountered wild animals, but also angels who appeared and ministered to his needs. I just have to say, this is why I continue to be so struck and compelled by the life of Jesus, because he shows up and he encounters life in all of its fullness and harshness and humanness, just like us. Now, I don't know about you, but I feel like I'm just enduring right now. I'm just trying to make it through one day at a time, taking whatever happens to come along the way. Some days, I have to be honest, it feels like there's more wild animals than angels. I mean, for heaven's sake, I'm trying to figure out how to build a new business in the middle of this pandemic. I'm struggling with a series of disappointments and losses. In fact, I was supposed to go on a trip this weekend with my wife, and I was really, really looking forward to it. And don't get me started, I don't even have the whole homeschool thing I've got to worry about. I saw a friend's social media post the other day. They had 5 different laptops or electronic devices set up all at the same time, everybody trying to figure out how they can get their work done together. Talk about wild animals. And I haven't even started in on the news. And I've just discovered that some days I can't handle it anymore. It's like wave after wave of depressing and unbelievable reports and statistics. But then I also feel like there are some days when angels appear. My neighbor brought me a warm loaf of sourdough bread the other day. My family and I have discovered how to play games virtually with each other over the internet. I'm gonna have a social distancing dinner hangout with some friends tonight. I've learned that connecting virtually with people, it's not as nice as connecting with them when we can sit in the same room together, but it's better than no connection at all. And speaking of angels, have you discovered John Krasinski's YouTube sensation, the Some Good News? It's fantastic. And as I was reflecting on all of this, I realized that Jesus was doing the very same thing we're doing right now, enduring an extended time of isolation filled with wild animals and angels, because that's what real life is. And I was actually encouraged because I realized that the same way he endured was the same way we're going to endure. We recognize the wild animals for what they are, and we make sure that they don't overwhelm us. We treat them with caution. We recognize maybe there's even things that we can learn, lessons that we might garner from them as we confront them. But we also welcome and we celebrate all of the angels among us, from the simplest to the greatest, from the small acts of kindness to the extravagant acts of generosity. We keep our eyes and our hearts open for all of the angels appearing in our midst. And through it all, we continue to endure knowing that this time of isolation won't last forever. So, how about you? What are the wild animals that you need to pay attention to and to make sure they don't get the best of you in your life right now? When was the last time you remember an angel appearing in your life? And are you still looking for them? And if what you need is somebody to connect with just to help you endure, and you don't have anybody else, I'd be happy to connect with you. Just reach out. After all, I'm just a Zoom away as we endure together. Be well, everyone.